Hey, what's going on, beautiful people? Welcome back to another Rated TK podcast. I have an amazing guest with me this afternoon. She's well known, not only in St. Louis, not only in Dallas, but across the country, across the globe. She's a phenomenal entrepreneur, phenomenal mother, phenomenal wife. And I want to introduce you guys, to those of you that may not know her, to Britteney Ofodile.
Hey.
Hey, Britteney. How you doing?
I'm amazing. How are you?
I'm great.
Yes.
We are in the city of St. Louis. Some St. Louis things been going on today, but we'll dismiss that and we'll talk about that another time. But anyways, Britteney, let the people know who you are. Give them a little bit about yourself.
Yeah, well, that was a pretty dope interaction or
Introduction.
Introduction.
There we go. Okay, introduction.
So yeah, my name is Britteney Ofodile, and high five, you said it right.
I
okay,
did.
go off.
I was praying. I was like, please let me say her name
Go
right.
off. And yes, I am a mother. I'm a wife. I am a business strategist and a sales coach. I'm the founder of Her Move Workshops. I'm an international speaker. All around dope chick.
Yes. So this is a food and hospitality podcast, but when it comes to being a business owner in this space, there's some certain things that you need to know how to do. And one of those is sales. We're in the business of sales and relations. And so that's why I brought you on today, to kind of let the people know a little bit about what they're slacking on in the hospitality and restaurant industry and what they can improve on to kind of make their business a little bit better than what it is.
I love that. That's really dope.
So we'll jump straight into it. So what is one thing that you can remember from your childhood growing up that was food related, whether it was a story, whether it was a movement where you guys were together in the kitchen? Like, give me a brief story from your childhood that had to do with food.
You know, I will share. My mother is half German, and she used to make us German pancakes called Pfannkuchens.
Okay.
And what it basically is just it's like a crepe with applesauce and cinnamon. And my mom would make these for my brother and I all the time when maybe her and my father were low on funds. They got married pretty young. And bottom line, my brother and I thought that we were getting a dessert and we were getting a treat. Still to this day, we love and enjoy that meal. And my mom would always tell us, we were eating that because we were broke. And me and my brother were like, we thought we were rich. Because we thought, like, when you go to the restaurants, it was like a fine item on the menu in Germany, especially in Germany. So like for us, we thought we were rich and we were great. But it was just something that my parents were using so that they could pass by into the next meal. But it was really dope, and it's a great experience till to this day. Yeah.
No, I think that's great. I think a lot of us have a similar story to that growing up, where it's like our parents, our guardians kind of sheltered us in a sense. And, you know, we felt like we were living a lavish lifestyle, even if we weren't. You know what I mean? Like, and I think that's one thing, that's a great thing about being a parent, is being able to provide whatever you can to make your child happy. You know what I mean?
Guarding your child, guarding the moment, but also not making it a thing in a sense of like a negative thing, like, oh, we can't afford this, or oh, we can't eat like this, or oh, we're only eating like kings if we eat lobster and shrimp or steak. You know, it was just a fun space for our family. We genuinely thought we were eating dessert for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. And it was just a fun moment. And it didn't change our narrative around what food looks like on the table. It was just a fun moment. Only we knew about it because it was German, right? We're military brats, and not many people were from a German base. We were. And so it was a story that I could go to school and tell people, we had Pfannkuchen today. And people would be like, what are you talking about?
You had Pfannkuchen?
You had what? You know? But it was just a really dope experience to be able to show and tell something that not everybody else had. And I would say, Mommy, make some. And she would make some, and everybody would have, and they would love it. So she just created a really dope experience for myself and my brother, versus a negative experience like, oh, we don't have this, we can't have that, we can't have this, we don't have that, you know? And she just lifted it up, and I think that's what dope Black moms do. Yeah,
I love that. So we got to jump into hospitality a little bit. You have traveled across the country. You've ate at some phenomenal restaurants. I got to know, what is your favorite top 3 experiences that you've had in the restaurant hospitality space when it comes to restaurants?
Wow. You know, there's so many, but to your point, when you go to certain spaces all over the world, their hospitality ranges, right? Depending on like sometimes even if you just go to the simplest place like Chick-fil-A, right? Like they just give you a really great experience, and then you go to some, 5-star diamond restaurants. One of the greatest experiences I had wasn't at a restaurant per se, but at a hotel resort that had 24-hour hospitality service. And I I tested the waters, and we were getting married, and I reached out at like 3 a.m. for some grapes. Within 15 minutes, I had grapes. 3 a.m.
for some grapes?
3 a.m. for some grapes. And they were kind, and they were nice about it. They didn't shove it up under the window.
Because I would have been like, you getting some raisins, you better take this box of raisins, and this is what you get.
Or you could wait until 7 a.m., No.
Right, when everybody else getting their grapes.
Right. But no, and it was great. And I had a really dope platter. They made sure that, whatever. Oh, the same restaurant. At the time, I was allergic to seafood. We were in Mexico, Playa del Carmen, and they had made this really huge dish of paella for everyone else in the restaurant.
Yeah.
But I could not eat seafood. And the lady asked me, well, why are you not eating? And I told her, and they went back and made me my own pan.
Yeah.
Like I had a huge pan of my own that was like chicken and sausage. And I just thought that was so dope because, they didn't have to do that.
Yeah.
She recognized, it was amazing customer service. She recognized that not only did I not like it, just simply that I wasn't eating it. Yeah. And she was like, this is paella. Everybody loves this. Exactly. Why are you not eating it?
I think that's a key point, though, of hospitality. Like, that's a part of being hospitable, is being able to accommodate for people, whether it's a dietary restriction, whether it's just simply something that they are not they're not enjoying it. So how do you make them enjoy something that makes it feel cultivated like it was for them? And that's something that we really try to do here at Rated Test Kitchen is we want to know our guests. We want to know their backstory. We want to know like how they grew up, what they enjoy eating. That's really what we want to do. And our first question is, do you have any dietary restrictions?
I do.
Because we want to know like how we can accommodate. So what are your dietary restrictions?
I am allergic to fish, but I also want to know you did do that. Mm-hmm. I recall now you did do that. We came with my family, myself, my husband, and my daughter. Mm-hmm. And I believe it was chapter 3 or chapter 2. It was chapter 2. Forgive me. It was chapter 2. And I believe it was just chapter 2. And they were just, adult palate food on the menu, if you will. And I thought it was really gracious that you took the time to go back and whip up a French toast for my daughter. Mm-hmm. I thought that was so cool. You recognized it from the jump. I didn't have to ask you. Yeah. I didn't say anything. You did ask me if she had any restrictions, and you didn't even ask, well, how can I accommodate her? What do I do? You went back there, you said, hold on. And you went and whipped up some French toast. Yeah. That was just so easy. I didn't have to think about it. Mm-hmm. I didn't have to think, okay, well, where are we going to go after this to feed her? Yeah. Or, okay, this is dining from 6 to 8. And so worried about like her maybe even cutting up because she's not going to be occupied because she won't be eating. Right. Those are things in hospitality that people have to really point out that make it a 5-star experience. Yes. That, you could have just said, oh, I'm so glad your daughter's here. How cute. Here's some water and lemon. Right. Yeah. Right. And just left it at that. But the fact that you did go above and beyond and you did create something for her that wasn't even on your menu was absolutely soothing for me and my husband, because you know what? It also allowed us to sit in that seat and enjoy our meal. Exactly. Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. No, I think that's great. Glad you brought that up. Yeah. Yeah. So we are going to jump into the snacks. So for those of you that are not familiar, we have our guests bring 2 snacks with them: a childhood snack that they enjoyed growing up eating as a child, and their favorite adult snack that they just love to get at any convenience store or gas station, wherever they are, just on the go. And we're going to rate the snacks. So which snack do you want to jump into first? Okay, we have to do the donuts first. That's a little messy. Okay. All right. Okay. So I'm going to let you open them up. Okay, sure. And then I want to... So I try to educate people when it comes to rating food, because there's so many different ways that people rate food. And I don't necessarily... There's not a right way and there's not a wrong way, honestly. Because everybody has their own input. They have their own idea of what it is like to rate food. Yeah. But I try to keep it basic. And so the first thing I like to do is rate the appearance. How does it look? Okay. Does it look presentable? Okay. Does it look like something that you want to put in your... I don't even know if you guys can see this on the plate, but we got 2 donuts, 2 powdered donuts. These are traditional. We grew up eating these as a kid.
Hostess actually used to have a bakery in St. Louis. I don't know if you know that.
Off the highway by the airport.
It's not by the airport, but it's off of the highway. It's in North City, but they had
on
a bakery.
On the way to or something.
Yeah. They had a bakery where you can go in. They had the fresh stuff. So we grew up eating a lot of Hostess products. Yeah.
That's so cool.
Yeah. So it's super dope. But
I bet y'all missed that.
No, it was great. It was great. Like, because my uncle used to work there. And so he would bring stuff home for like my cousins. And like, it was like, yeah. It was great.
Yeah.
But we'll dig into these Hostess powdered donuts and we'll dig in.
Yeah, I set these first because like you were talking about the appearance, they do get a little messy.
Yes.
So you have to eat these first, get it out the way.
Right.
Because they get on your fingers. Their finger looking good.
We're going to eat them pretty today, okay? We're not going to just
I don't know how.
Bite them in.
And then you smack. Okay.
You know what, though? And this was in another podcast that we shot, too. For some reason, snacks now, compared to when you ate them as a kid, they seem a lot drier. I don't know why.
Big facts. We didn't know any better.
Maybe that's what it was.
But you know what? Also, to your point, like you mentioned too, especially for you, that y'all had the bakery here. It may have been much fresher here.
Right.
Who knows how long this has been on the shelf per se,
that's
right?
True.
And so, yeah, that's a good point. I don't know.
So what you thinking? So how do you rate the taste? On a scale of 1 to 10, what are you thinking?
It is different from childhood, but I do still love them. So I'm gonna be at a solid 8.5.
8.5 is high.
Yeah,
that's pretty high.
I'm not gonna lie. If I'm watching a Lifetime movie or I'm kicking it,
a bag of these might end up in it. Yeah. Okay.
How about you?
Honestly, I think I'm gonna have to give it closer to like a 7.
Okay, but still high.
6.5, 7. Yeah.
That's over 5.
Only because it's really hard to mess it up. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, and it's
unless it's stale.
Unless it's stale, which is true. But honestly, I think it's good. I wish that there was a little bit more balance. It is overly sweet, in my opinion.
Yeah.
It's just sweet, but I mean, it's a donut. What can you expect?
I mean, and it's
coated in
powdered
powdered
donut.
sugar, right? Yeah. So it tastes like a little bit of baby powder may be in there, but that's okay. We'll find out about it 10 years from now when we all are available for compensation. You know,
if you had Hostess in the year of 2024,
exactly, you were exposed to something, and you're now available. Because I grew up, we didn't really eat a lot of sweet stuff, to be honest. So we were more so like eating chips and stuff like that. So we grew up just in a different, we didn't really have a lot of like this type of stuff, like baked goods.
Okay.
Because a lot of people in our family baked. So it was almost like a sin to bring in.
Almost like the pancake.
Exactly. To bring in something that
outside
was pre-made, right, to bring it into the house. We just grew up eating a lot of pastries and stuff like that. So we had like snacks and chips and all of that type of stuff.
What's your favorite chip?
My favorite childhood chip would probably be the cheddar sour cream and onion ruffles.
Same.
Yeah.
With the French onion dip?
We didn't have French onion dip. We wasn't that rich and fancy. We wasn't dipping them in nothing. We had a cup of Kool-Aid and them damn chips, and that's what we had. We didn't have no little sour cream dip with chives on top or none of that.
Okay, so we're having we're gonna have a movie night.
Okay,
we're gonna have a movie night, and we're having snacks upon snacks, and then we're gonna rate it.
Okay. Yeah, I like that.
I like it.
Yeah, the rated watch party.
So you come up with things so quickly.
Look, we rate the movie, we rate the snacks, we rate the experience.
We rate each other. You should have ate that donut.
Listen.
Yeah.
But no, I think it's great. Okay, so let's jump into a little bit of hospitality space.
Yeah.
So obviously you've traveled. You're a transplant here to St. Louis. The restaurants that you have seen here, without being too invasive or descriptive, what do you think that they can improve on from your insights to either captivate a different audience, to captivate more tourist attraction? Like, what do you think the St. Louis restaurants can improve on when it comes to the hospitality or the selling space? What do you think that they're lacking right now?
I think a few things in the space of like just being hospitable, honestly, like the customer service. How do I navigate making a reservation, or even just the hours that are posted maybe on a Google? It'll say that you're open, but then you pull up and you're actually not open.
Right.
And I know that that's a little bit of a sting, but it is the truth. And coming from a transplant space, when you want, and somebody's talking big about this space, and, you got to go here, you got to see what it's about. And then you pull up and you're like, well, it's closed.
Right.
And they're like, no, it's not. Yes, it is.
Yeah.
Or there's sometimes I've seen like a little note on the window that says, we'll be right back, something like that.
That's giving hashtag ghetto.
Well, but I do think that St. Louis is so unique in the food space. Like the type of food that is offered here, the variety of food that you can get here is really, really dope and exciting. And I think that they should just kind of share that more often. I think that there are some really dope influencers here. Use them more to get people to get into that space.
I agree.
Because these people, they go and they have this entire spread, but you want to make sure that everybody can get out into that space.
Exactly.
So like share, like, how can we get into this space? You're here. When are they open? When are the best place to get this? To get people to get cheeks in the seat at the end of the day.
Yeah.
Right? Because there's some really, really cool, like I said, from the influencer space, but also the food space here.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah. And I think that what a lot of restaurants lack, especially here, is marketing. They don't realize how important marketing and social media really is to their business. And it's not just for the hospitality food space, it's for every business owner out there. They don't understand the value of marketing, media, collaborations. Like, they don't understand it.
I love how you say that they don't understand the value. I think a lot of times people don't think that they have to be honest with you. When it comes to sales and it comes to marketing, people see those as hand in hand.
Yeah.
Right. And they'll look at their data and then, maybe, hey, we had a good night, and they think, okay, well, that's going to be word of mouth. But that's not always necessarily the best way to get the cheeks in the seat.
Exactly.
Right? The best way is to share what you have done, continue to show people, put it in their faces so that they can. There's so many different options. That's a big deal too.
Exactly.
So if there's so many different options, and if I'm preparing myself for a date night, how do you want to make sure that I'm going to choose you?
Right.
Right? And not choose maybe the same old chain restaurant or the same restaurant that's highlighted. And it doesn't have to only be one. If we can collaborate and work together as a city, as a community, it will be so much stronger.
It would be so much stronger, and it would be so much easier.
So much stronger.
People don't realize that collaboration really makes the job a lot easier. You're getting access to so many more people. I can only do so much on my own. But if we work together, that's when it broadens the horizon. That's when people start to see it. People that we may not even be able to reach. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Well, like even right now, you're tapping into my audience and I'm tapping into yours.
Exactly.
Right? So I don't know. I'm not a chef, so y'all forgive me. But maybe I have a dope salad and maybe you have a dope drink pairing.
Right.
Like talk about those things. You know what I mean? Or St. Louis is really dope in the pop-up space and then also in the food truck space. Collaborate. Talk to one another. That would really, really grow the food space here, and that would really help with the marketing, right? And then help with sales.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
It's a domino effect. Yeah. When you speak specifically about the sales space, to understand that your marketing is what attracts people. What makes them think. It's what makes them think, oh, wow, that looks really good. Yeah. This person has tried it out. They love reviews. If somebody else is like, hey, if I know that you really like this restaurant, I know your taste. So I'm going to say, oh, I'm going to go there too. That is what helps also now close the sale.
Exactly.
Right? That's what now makes me now want to go to that restaurant because you had a great time. You enjoyed it. And I know what caliber of food you really enjoy.
Exactly.
Right?
Yeah. And you know what I have found helps when it comes to sales and media and social media and all that type of stuff is that people don't buy into the product. They buy into the person. And so like, that's why I try to make it so important for us to do so many collaboration with local influencers and do videos and collaborative posts and all of that type of stuff, because we can post a picture of food and it may look great, but the interaction that's going to get compared to a video of someone telling about their experience, showing off the food, showing off the beverage pairings, like all of that type of stuff, that's what people want to see. And so many restaurants are so focused on flooding their timeline with food photos. It's like, that doesn't convert.
Valid. You know what else too that's a really big deal is everybody wants to see the experience. People want to come in and have a good time.
Yeah.
There's so much going on in the world today that is so stressful that we don't get to enjoy ourselves.
Exactly.
That if I am going to come to any establishment and drop anything, and you know, from especially $50 and up, I want a great experience. So the music matters, the vibe matters, the cleanliness matters, the decor matters. We're in the era of social media when all I want to do is take a dope selfie with my food, with the arrangements.
In the bathroom, all of that.
The bathroom matters. All those things genuinely matter today. And I think people take that for granted versus kind of stepping up to that plate. And that's why I say collaborate with those social media influencers, because they're going to do that. They're going to show and spread and share that experience.
Exactly.
If there are girl groups out there, or even like, you know, just different individuals or groups that are going out and having a good time, bring them to your restaurant. It also helps it look a little packed, right?
Exactly. Yeah.
So go hand in hand.
Yeah, no, seriously. And I think that a lot of business owners are so focused when they deal with the collaborative stuff, or they deal with bringing the influencers in, like, yes, you're comping to an extent, but you have to look at the return as well. And a lot of business owners are so focused on what's going out instead of focused on what's coming in, that they kind of get missed and they kind of get distracted with that. What's some advice that you can give a business owner? And it doesn't even have to be hospitality or food, but just one piece of advice that you can give them to help them kind of jump, if that makes sense.
I think I know you said one, but I think there's a big one is to help you jump. Number one, it sounds cliche, but you've got to believe in yourself. You've got to believe in your vision. It's your vision. It's nobody else's vision. So you have got to understand and believe in your vision.
Right.
The second is utilize your data analytics. Your data, whether it be on social media, whether it be on your website traffic, whether it be from feedback, reviews, whatever, utilize that data so that you can see what the people are wanting and what they're loving from your restaurant and what they're not liking.
Yeah.
So that you can start, stop, and continue.
Exactly.
Once you start, stop, and you understand what you can start, stop, and continue, it's only going to help you propel from your sell space. Then at that same point, I know you said one, but sales coach. Then at that same point, then you can understand what your key performance metrics are from a sales perspective, so that you can understand what is selling. You may be, you know, sharing a dish that you think is really dope and it was really intricate to make, but it's not selling and people don't like it.
Exactly.
So don't waste your time on it.
Yeah.
Get in, and it might be the simple hot dog that you're like, come on, bro. Like, I curated this entire fancy meal, but everybody wants a hot dog. Well, guess what? Hot dog with a signature on it.
Listen.
Make the hot dog.
Yeah.
You know?
No, seriously.
But a lot of people miss just paying attention to the data that's free. It's literally free.
I was going to say, it's literally right there.
It's
and
right
you have
there.
access to it.
You have full access to it.
And when I was doing, not to cut you off, but when I was doing restaurant consulting during COVID, that's one of the things that I saw, that business owners were not reading their reviews, their Google reviews, their Facebook reviews, seeing what people were saying about their restaurant. Because when you're a business owner, you're so focused on the now and the end, you're in the business, that it's kind of hard to step away and be like, oh, what do people really think?
Yeah.
Because a lot of times business owners sell things that they like, but you have to sell things that your customers like.
Yeah.
And that's where a lot of people fail.
I think it's really hard because you have an idea, right? You did a great job. You put octopus on your menu, right? And whatever your data from that, you'll know, hey, the city really loved it, or maybe, they're not feeling octopus. Let's move on to frog legs. I don't know.
Exactly.
Something intricate, right? And then also just make sure that you're staying in a space of being true to whom your menu is and what you're doing, but let it evolve with the people.
Exactly.
A lot of people kind of stay stuck and they don't evolve with the times.
Yeah.
And then it kind of keeps you in that same space where, yeah, you're making that same, whatever, $100,000, but you could be making so far more if you just made a little bit of a change.
Yeah.
You just have to be open.
Yeah, you have to be open. You have to be willing to take a risk.
Yeah.
And that's why I'm like, when I came up with this concept, I was like, we have to rotate our menu because we are not the only ones that are experimenting. Farmers are experimenting too.
Every day.
So how do we incorporate what they're doing, what we're doing, what our purveyors are doing, and then allow the guests to come in and get a different experience every time?
Yeah.
They're getting the same quality, but they're getting a different experience when it comes to the food options.
What I love, though, ultimately is, like we've chatted about, they're getting an experience. Right. And I love that everybody that comes in the different chapters will have a great conversation around the different experiences that they shared.
Yeah.
Right. Well, we had this menu. We had this menu. Right. And again, that just excites people and they want to come in and they want to experience it. And it's not, and that's another thing too, evolve in this space. It's not just date night anymore. It's not just girls' night out anymore. Sometimes it might even be a solo dolo. Just come and hang out with yourself, date yourself.
Exactly.
Have nights like that. Like innovate with what is happening in the culture today.
No, seriously.
Yeah.
Seriously. No, I think that's great. We're going to jump into your second snack that you have. It may mess up the audio just a tad bit.
I think we can just show it.
Okay. Maybe we can take a bite. We'll just spit it out.
Okay.
We'll take a bite. We'll spit it out.
My snacks are terrible for camera.
They are terrible. Okay, so what made you pick this one?
So bazooka is the original. It just is what it is. I don't have anything fancy to say. I don't have nothing cool to say. It's bazooka. And you get a comic.
What do you mean?
You get a comic. Open it up.
Really?
Yes.
So I've never had this before.
See?
This gum is huge.
Yes, first of all.
If I can, they super glued it to the pack.
Don't try to.
Did you see that? You saw that, right?
Okay, well, don't.
You saw the super glue.
Don't try to be mean to them.
You get a comic.
Don't embarrass me. Was I wrong? Oh no, I wasn't. So you open it up. And then look.
I don't think I can open mine. Let me see. Oh.
And then look.
What?
And it just kind of lightens up your day. You get a cool comic.
Okay, that's pretty cool. I like
that.
Yeah. Okay, let's.
It's Bazooka Joe.
Read yours.
Right, so Bazooka Joe, and it says, "Had your clubs shined up, haven't you?"
And we have the same one.
Do we have the same one?
Yeah.
Notice any improvement since last year, Joe? And then he said he had his clubs shined up, and it's just funny because it's corny and it's dumb.
It's so stupid. It's so stupid.
But you can't. But it's just fun. You get like a little joke.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
Oh, and then you get a fortune. Patience can be bitter, but its fruit is sweet. Which is valid.
That is valid.
You see?
Yeah, that is valid. Okay, Bazooka. I see you.
I'm just saying.
Coming through.
Okay, so did you chew? It's a hard go.
It's terrible.
It's not. You didn't have to look around. It's
This
just a situation.
The worst gum I've ever put in my mouth.
No, it's not gonna be the worst. Not with all them fruity flavors out there. You're not gonna call this the worst.
It's like old juicy fruit. I want the people behind the camera to taste it. This is terrible.
And we throw the ash.
This is terrible. Ashley can't catch.
It's okay. One day, Dante.
It's terrible.
Also, if anybody gets a different fortune, you need to share.
I don't like it. It's so sweet.
It's just like
It's original. It's not a flavor. It's original bubble gum.
yeah.
I just feel like your face should straighten up.
I think what you was kind of before.
What you mean?
Like other.
The donut? We followed up the powdered donuts with bubble gum that's full of sugar.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
That's a problem.
Yeah. I don't know if I would ever buy this ever.
You don't want the fortune?
The fortune wasn't that good. Let's be honest.
It's a corny fun joke.
I get it.
I just.
What are we thinking? What's the consensus?
What was your?
I feel like it takes a lot of jaw movement to chew the whole piece.
You got a headache? Okay.
That's what I'm saying. It takes a lot of jaw movement to get through the gum.
I'm not gonna let y'all talk about Bazooka Joe like that. We didn't have to move on.
It wasn't as bad as Jasmine's snack.
What was Jasmine's snack?
Oh God.
What was it?
Plank cookies, like plank cookies. They were like pink. It was like strawberry and lemon. It tasted like a piece of cardboard with icing on it. It was terrible.
But it was childhood.
Yeah.
But it kind of goes back to your point. Like when we were younger, the kind of snacks that we
Clearly
appreciated.
we had no standards.
We had no standards.
Yeah.
We had no proper taste buds. Also, we probably didn't have a lot of options.
Facts. That's true. That is true.
So
yeah.
You had to deal with what you had to do.
That's true. I'm going to rank this one low. I'm going to just give it an overall score of a 2.
I don't appreciate it.
Yeah. Just overall 2.
My feelings is hurt.
And I'm being generous with that too.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Bazooka Joe, I don't think that you're a 2. I'm still gonna give you a strong 7.7.
7.7 is crazy.
Okay, because I do agree that the harsh chewing is a bit much now.
Yeah, it is a bit. It is.
Okay,
a bit.
but now the comic that you get with it, I got a fortune.
So this brings us to our next topic of discussion. Do we support things because they're nostalgic? And how does that impact the businesses and restaurants around us?
Give me an example.
There's a known pizza place. St. Louis is known for it. But it is not the best pizza in St. Louis.
Why do you ask me these questions?
Because you're a transplant, so they really can't attack you as much as they can attack me. So that's why I'm being very generic with. Have you had it? I know you know what I'm talking about, but have you? They follow me, so I'm not going to be very descriptive on what I'm saying. Right. So
I have had it.
Okay. As a transplant, what do you think about provolone and Provel cheese? How do you feel?
I just think it's just very solid. If you grew up on it and that's all you knew, then that is what makes sense for you.
Okay.
Yep.
You said a bunch of nothing.
I did, and I'll keep it there. You nothing to have them coming after me. It's a different taste. It's an acquired taste, and you had to grow up on it.
Gotcha.
Period. I mean, 195.
Literally, like I have never seen anybody run around the answer like that.
But I do believe that it's an acquired taste. Okay, like there's places in Texas that we grew up with. That are like taco places or even chicken places that literally we grew up on that if you probably went there, you would be like, what is this? And probably not think that it had any seasoning, but we love it.
Gotcha.
Also, if you talk about it, it's a fight.
Okay.
So I feel like that's the same for this space.
Yeah.
You grew up on it. That's all you knew. And I think that sometimes for y'all, it's just a nostalgic feeling, a nostalgic taste.
Right. Okay.
Because every single time we have I've seen 314 day or some kind of dope day for the city.
Yeah.
It will not be denied.
Facts.
It's in the building.
Facts. Yeah.
So it's something that's for y'all and y'all grew up on.
Yeah.
People coming in from the outside is a little different for us.
No, I get it. I'm gonna say this and I'm gonna leave it there.
Okay.
I'm gonna say this. If you are thinking about opening up a pizza place,
okay,
your pizza should not taste like the box that it comes in. Okay? I'm going to leave it there, and we're going to move on to the next topic of discussion.
I just want to be Britney.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so let's talk about as a person that is not a chef, which you're not. Sorry to burst your bubble. I know
that was
they have been
harsh.
telling you for years.
That was way rude.
You know, I'm not going. You know what? I'm not going to even embarrass you and talk about what.
Okay, I'm about to flip this mic.
Don't flip the mic.
Y'all,
Don't flip the
I made
mic.
a pasta salad.
Oh God.
And my
Dante, I'm going to send you the
salad,
clip so that we can input it.
my pasta salad was colorful. My pasta salad was colorful. It had variety.
Oh, okay. Mm-hmm.
It had seasoning. Okay. But someone kept saying that it looked very dry, and I don't appreciate it. And you know what else? You should just, instead of being mean to us mothers who don't know how to cook, why don't you help us? I don't see a cooking class coming from you.
I feel attacked, first of all.
And you should.
Because I wasn't even going to go in on the pasta salad, but now I'm going to go in. I'm going to go in. We're going to implement the clip right here so that you guys can see what I'm talking about. I had a chef friend in town, and he was like, is the pasta cooked? Did she boil the pasta? Or did it come straight out the box?
Did he say that?
That's what he said.
He said that?
He said that.
But he ain't hear no crinkling in the bowl.
I don't know.
I will never make a Rice Krispie treat for him. Never. Never.
Oh my gosh. No, that's funny. Well, we won't fight Britteney too hard on that.
I tried.
Yeah, we won't fight her too hard on that one. You threw me off. I forgot what my question was. What was my question? Okay. So you, as a person that doesn't cook, what?
Wait, I do cook.
Okay. All right,
go ahead. Oh, like a chef.
Right.
Got it.
That doesn't cook for a living.
The
person that does not cook for a living. What is something from people that do cook that you would like for us to do to help people that don't cook?
Oh my gosh. The seasonings. Help us pair them, make it make sense. Like, I think a lot of times, I'm going to just keep it 100. Many of us, we just put Lowry's. We don't know, but we put it on everything.
It's giving high blood pressure.
Big time.
Yeah. And diabetes.
But
it's giving diabetes.
The sugar. But also, it also gives the same flavor for everything you eat. But you just think it's good because you don't know any different. But like, I notice when you go to a restaurant, they don't use that. Right? They use different seasonings. So help us understand what seasonings we can use to elevate our food. What side dishes pair well with what because of why, right? So something may pair well with chicken than it does with steak, but we don't know. We're just making a side dish. Yeah. Like, honestly, we genuinely don't know. So like, the temperature, how long something should be in the oven, should be covered, should it be uncovered? Man, there's so many things.
So she basically wants us to cook for her, essentially.
I mean, well.
Because, we're doing all of this. We might as well just make the damn dish, right?
Is there a problem?
Okay. Well. Okay, so influencers, chefs, you want them to give more structured advice to be successful in the kitchen. Yes. Okay.
I would love for them to be like, all right, you got a pack of ground beef? Perfect. You got some noodles? You got some such and such? Right. This is what we're going to do with it. That would be so dope. Okay. Because a lot of times we just, it's spaghetti. Yeah. Spaghetti is happening. But maybe there's something else that you could show me that I could make for my family that would be really awesome.
Gotcha. Yeah. Okay.
That would be so cool.
So we're going to tap into the family meals.
I love that. Yeah. I would love that.
How to make a family meal. How to go shopping for $200 and make 5 days worth of food. Man. Breakfast, lunch, dinner. Okay.
And then probably too, some moms would really like to know, just depending on the family size, like how to cook for that family size. So like we're only 3, but sometimes dishes or meals, packs of noodles, whatever, they come in a larger size. Right. So you make too much food, right? Or then maybe there's a family of 5 that it's not enough. So how do they stretch it? You know what I mean?
How do you feel about leftovers?
Oh, I can't lie because my husband's going to see this. Okay, so I'm not a leftover person. Okay. It's not. I'm a liar. I'm not.
Why?
It don't taste the same. I genuinely appreciate my food fresh off the
press.
Fresh off the press.
Okay, that makes sense.
I like it hot. I like the texture, the juiciness, all of the things. Yeah. Fresh off the press, because a lot of times when you get it the next day, you put it in the microwave. It doesn't heat the same.
That's true.
You gotta mix it. Some you overheat.
Gotcha.
And then sometimes if it's meat, you can cook it even further because you put it in a little bit longer. Right. If it's seafood, forget about it. You don't even know what you're doing. It's just not the same.
You know what they should invent? A microwave that has a temperature setting.
You should have.
So like if your steak was cooked to 130 degrees, you should be able to reheat your steak to 130 degrees. I don't know. Maybe it's a simplified version of it. Like,
or the menu will say.
Like if you say, "Hey Alexa, reheat my steak." Mm-hmm. She says, "Hey, how was your steak cooked? Medium." Okay. So now I'm going to reheat it to that temperature, and now it won't overcook.
Okay. Valid. Because you're right. Because a lot of times that's exactly what happens. So I am a well done steak girl. I don't want to hear it.
Okay, Dante, we can wrap it up.
I am a well done steak girl.
We can cut the cameras. Let me turn the light off.
I am who I am, and I will stand hold to.
Thank you guys so much for watching this podcast. It was great to have you all. I would share her links, but she likes well done steak, so we won't get that far.
And I'm from Texas.
Down below, you will see links to my information, because we won't be sharing her information because she likes well done steaks. We look forward to seeing you guys in the next podcast. Thank you guys so much and have a beautiful day.
So I love well done steak. And a lot of times if they give you medium and you put it in the microwave, it will help to make it well done.
Exactly. That's what happens when you eat a well done steak. You choke and die.
Okay, can we talk about that? What is the beef? What's the literally?
What is the beef?
No pun intended. What is the beef between the well done steak and I have a best friend. She likes it blue.
Okay, no.
Okay, so what is the conversation?
You are not getting the best version of what that steak could be by eating it well done.
You're not tasting the meat, is what you're saying.
It's not that you're not tasting the meat. You got to think about it like this.
It can't move.
The cow died for you.
He died for my sins.
The cow died for your sins.
Hallelujah.
And then you going to torch him up and cook him well done?
I'm killing him twice.
Right.
Okay, well,
but then it's not the best version of the death of this cow.
What's the temperature you like your steak?
I like mine's medium. Medium gives you juicy. It gives you all of the flavor. It gives you and then you also got to think about the people that are cooking the well done steak. I'm speaking from restaurant experience.
Okay.
Most of the time, those well done steaks are they're not treated the same.
What does that mean? Tell me more.
I can't tell you more. Industry secrets. Understand. They're not treated the same.
Industry secrets.
The well done steaks are not treated the same.
I don't believe you. What do you mean?
I mean, you drop a steak on the floor. When it's well done, nobody will ever know. You know, listen, I'm trying to tell you.
Your mama.
No, your mama.
Never.
Listen, I've worked in restaurants.
You dropped a steak on the floor?
I am not saying what I did. I'm telling you what they do. I'm just saying, Did you
report them? You are just as guilty.
If a steak comes back to the kitchen off of somebody's plate, it may end up back on that grill because it's being cooked to being well done.
You're telling me to do medium, so that doesn't happen? You can still drop it on the floor at medium.
No, you're right. But it's more of a chance of that restaurant.
It's a discrimination for me.
I'm just saying.
This is the discrimination for me for well done.
I'm not saying that I don't do that.
Shout out to the well done team.
There's no team. It's
just
you.
I have friends and family in the well done space. I held my head up high.
Okay, moving on. Let me see what else I got. I have not asked you any of these questions that are on here.
Pick
45 minutes? Okay. Well, we're going to wrap it up here. Okay. Britteney, it was great chatting with you.
It was dope.
I'm glad that we got to eat terrible snacks together and talk about them. I'm glad that my jaw on my left side is now hurting due to the bazooka bubble gum. And this was fun. This was great.
Yeah.
I think hopefully some people got a little bit of knowledge on how they can help and grow their business. But if they didn't, they need to be reaching out to Coach Britteney. Britteney, how can people find you for your services?
Yeah, find me on Instagram at Britteney_coach, and that's BRITTENEY_coach. You can also find me on my website at www.britteneythecoach.com. And I'm also on LinkedIn at Britteney Ofodile.
How do you feel about LinkedIn, real quick?
I love LinkedIn. It's great. It's where the money's at. You want to keep it 100.
Okay. I need to work on my LinkedIn.
Yeah. LinkedIn is where the money's at. LinkedIn is where the serious people is at. I think Instagram is a space where it's for the goods and gam, it's cute, popularity contest almost. But LinkedIn is where you capture serious audiences who are ready to sign contracts.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, that was a free piece of advice for you. If you are not on LinkedIn, you need to get on LinkedIn.
Optimize your profile for sure.
Yes, definitely.
Yeah.
Well, Britteney, like I said, thank you. I really appreciate it. And thank you guys. If you made it this far, make sure you guys leave a like. This was the Rated TK podcast, and we will see you guys in the next episode. Peace.